What are you doing? Are you a little kitty cat? Okay, this is round 2 here, trying to get this started. Welcome in. Sorry, I got thrown off by having to start again, which I don't know why, because I often have to start again. But it threw me off this morning. So thank you for being here. Welcome. My name is Cynthia. I just wanted to come on and do a general reading. I have this idea to do kind of a more complex layout. It's a spread that I've only done a few times. It's out of a book, and it's very involved. It's got like 19 or 20 different card placements, and they are laid out in a symbol that has its own sort of contribution that it makes to the reading, but I don't know the positions well enough, and so I'm gonna do that reading, I think, here in a couple days, but I need to make like a little sticky note cheat sheet for all of the card placements so I can do the layout without having to constantly refer to the book. What was this position again? You know, so because I like to do layouts, I don't necessarily just read flyers. And then this is just going to be a general reading, and I just wanted to encourage you that if you're somebody who's a prayerful person or appreciates ceremony and community that is acknowledging of that type of ceremonial work, I'm doing a 9-day novena on here on this channel to the Virgin of Guadalupe for Gaza and for the migrant community of the world, not just in the US, but the immigrant community of the world. And so check that out. The first day was yesterday. This evening at 6 p.m. will be the live stream for day 2 of the 9-day novena. And a novena is a particular prayer to the Virgin Mary. And I'll also be praying a rosary, a single decade rosary after the novena prayer. So they're very short. They're just a brief 10 minutes. I'm also going to save them to the Obsidian Mirror podcast playlist so that they're out there and can be watched and viewed. And hopefully, if you're a prayerful person and you like that kind of thing, they'll bring you some comfort. It's very new for me. That's a really outside my normal way of being, is to do. I've never prayed a rosary. I'm not Catholic. Excuse me. I've never done a novena, right? Like, this is all very outside of the typical for me, but I'm proud to do it and happy to do it because it's a small thing I can do. And I am a spiritual person, though I'm not necessarily a Christian. Practice syncretism, like a blend of different types of religious practices. So check that out if you're into that. And now let's just see what wants to come out for this general reading. What do we need to know in this collective? What do we need to know in this collective? What's going to be important for us to know? I was just laughing, had one of those moments of laughing so hard you cry of this guy's Instagram reel. It's like him he's very broed out. He's got like those iridescent wraparound shades that bros wear, and his backwards cap and his gold chain, and I wear a chain. It's a very dainty feminine chain, so I'm not mocking chains, but like, he's just a bro, right? And he's got his dog with him, and he's bored or he's high or something, and he records him like beatboxing with his dog, and his dog has this growl, and it's fucking hilarious. And I watched it probably like 20 times this morning and had that kind of really deep belly laugh where you're like crying laughing, because it's like, what the fuck? This video is just, that's why it's one of the reasons you end up loving the internet, is for things like that. It gave me a good morning. I needed a good laugh like that. Laughter is such good medicine. So that might have meaning for someone, right? I don't know. Just thought I would share. need to know? You are safe and cherished. You are loved. Triangulation is impacting this relationship. Tenderness with the inner child, and climb the burning ladder. So this is coming out very clearly right now, or like right off the gate. I don't have to wonder what's going on. Someone's feeling very insecure in a relationship, and it's because triangulation is impacting it. It's really asking of you that you need to be, or you may already be aware of the fact that you need to be very tender with your inner child because of this. Remember that you're safe and cherished and loved, even if you feel on the outside of the triangle. You need to be very tender with your inner child. Remember that you're safe and cherished and that you're loved, and continue to see this through to the end, whatever it is, until you can climb out of it, because the final card is climb the burning ladder, which means if you're in a dark pit, but the only way out is a burning ladder, you're going to climb the burning ladder because you don't want to be in the pit for the rest of your life. So even though it's temporarily painful to do what you have to do to get out of the pit, you know that it's important for your survival, so you're going to do it. Otherwise, you're going to die in the pit, right? So it's that kind of thing. So hopefully this reading is going to be really timely for you and really supportive and helpful, because it sounds like you need it. It sounds like you could really use a friend. You could use some support. And so hopefully this reading can do that for you. And that reminds me, I meant to burn, because I'm doing this novena, roses are affiliated, highly affiliated with the Virgin Mary, and I have some Moroccan rose incense. I've got my coal going, it's ready, but I forgot to grab the incense. So just give me a second, because it's right behind me on my altar. I just need to do that. Sorry to be distracted here for a minute. So just wanted to make sure I didn't forget to do that. Uh-oh, is this not the rose? God. Well, there's some sandalwood, so I'll burn that first, because sandalwood is also very soothing. That's right, I remember I was burning the sandalwood and the rose together. Okay, here is the rose. Thank you for your patience. Get this good rose burning here. Oh my God, that smells amazing. So what do you need to know about the situation that has you feeling very vulnerable and very concerned for yourself? Like it's wounding. What you're experiencing, this triangle is really, you're experiencing it as pretty wounding here. It's definitely a major lesson for you. I don't like triangles either, so I really identify. I'm somebody that's really triggered by triangles. I had a very abusive stepmother, and I was incredibly bonded with my dad because my mother, my biological mother, died when I was 10 months old, and so it created a trauma in me as an infant where I had a very insecure attachment at that point, and so I really bonded to my dad, which is what happens to little kids when they lose a parent. They have an insecure attachment automatically, and then they become very clingy often to their remaining parent, which is what happened to me. I was, for a period of time, I was my dad's little shadow. Like he couldn't get rid of me. I was like at his side at all times, because I was just had the memory, even though I don't have a conscious memory of my mom dying, I have the memory of her dying, of course, because suddenly she was gone and we had a very healthy bond. And so I clung to my dad. And when the stepmother came in and felt threatened by my mom's memory and by me and by anything that my dad, that took his attention away from her, she was very abusive. And she would do things like, because I was so clingy to my dad, I would sit next to him in the car, like in the front seat, I would sit next to him, or in the truck, I would sit right next to him. I didn't sit over on the passenger side. I sat like right next to him in like the big long front seats. Well, she didn't like that. It bothered her. So she insisted that I no longer be allowed to do that. And she sat there, and that was really traumatizing for me, honestly. It may sound weird, but for a kid going through what I was going through, it was very intense and upsetting. And then, of course, she went on to abuse me. So it was not, it's partly why to this day I have such a hard time with triangle dynamics, because it was very traumatic. It was traumatic for me to be in that triangle growing up. And that's what I'm kind of picking up for you, is that something about the triangle is very upsetting, and like me, requires that you be very gentle with your inner child when you feel like this, because it's probably from childhood that this memory is why this situation is so triggering. What is the layout now, Spirit? What do we need to know here about the situation? So you feel pretty beat up by the experience. You're in 9 of Wands energy. So yeah, it's like you may have won whatever battle this has felt to be a battle because of the triangle. You've won, but it's not over, and you're pretty tired, and that's what climbing the burning ladder means. Like, you're tired, but you're almost there or something, right? I don't know. You'd expect to see that more with the 10 of Wands instead of the 9, but it's still kind of what I'm feeling with that climb the burning ladder card. Yeah, a real disappointment in the heart has been here because of this triangle. And it's definitely got you feeling on the outside, and you're being advised to remember that you're cherished and you're loved, which is always the advice of the 5 of Cups, is to focus on the 2 cups that are still standing instead of the 3 that have spilled. And so I like that Frank changed it in this deck so that there's 3 cups standing and only 2 spilled. It's just a slightly more optimistic version of the 5 of Cups, which is nice to see here, because you could use it. You could use a dose of optimism. Interesting, right next to that is the 4 of Cups. And against this image of the 5, it's like, it's very, very, very important that you protect the energy of the cups that are still standing. Do not let your take on your fears on this situation and your insecurities overcome you. Those are messages that are coming through really strongly. I feel like I'm reading for a masculine here. This is a masculine. And I don't say that because the Emperor is in the center of the reading. I say it because there's a lot of pentacles, and then this Wheel of Fortune card in this deck, which is like a captain's wheel, which strikes me as this is all very masculine imagery. So there's a lot of masculine energy just flying off these cards, and that's not a typical thing for me to identify so soon, but it's here. I think I'm reading for a masculine here. And you're really being encouraged to get a grip on your thoughts and your worries and your fears and your feelings of disappointment, because you're safe and you're cherished. And the triangulation is triggering you because of a childhood wound. So it's very critical that you know that, so that you can get a grip on your own thoughts, because your own thoughts are what are doing you in right now. That's coming through really strongly. And you need to protect the perspective that all is not lost, and remember the things that you have to be happy for and grateful for and all that. That's very, very important. And normally as a therapist, I resist that kind of messaging because I'm very conscious of toxic positivity, and I don't like to be toxic positive. I want to embrace that life is not always positive. It's very complex, a lived experience, and a human lived experience, one human life contains multitudes of challenges and trials and triumphs and lessons and all that, right? And so, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that or why I don't like when everybody's like, oh, love and light, and try to change your perspective and look at it from the bright side and silver light. Like, at some point, that's not helpful. You know, you need to be allowed to grieve and to be angry and to feel stuck. If I mean, that's everybody's right. And so I'm cautious about saying things like that often in readings and to my clients, but here it's really a very loud and clear message that you've got to get your thoughts under control because they're not helping you. You've got to really make sure that you're nurturing your inner child who needs you and who needs you to tune into them and soothe yourself so that you don't let your thoughts run away with you, because they're just thoughts, okay? They're not reality. But they have a powerful influence on our reality. You feel like you're never gonna get anywhere. You feel very behind the eight ball here. Like you're just going down and there's nothing that can be done about it, and you're gonna be abandoned. And it's saying, whoa, 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 like time out. You've got to get a grip on that thinking. Yeah, you feel in a very disempowered place. You feel like this Page of Pentacles with only a penny to your name, without any mastery, without any capital, without any power, without any position. It's not true, though. That's not what's happening, but it's how you're perceiving things. So in that case, it's becoming the truth. Okay, that's what's missed. That's the message that I'm having trouble getting out, is that you are going to create the abandonment because you're so convinced that it's happening. Okay, so that's very, like, I feel like what's happening is, like, as I'm saying this, there's like 5 alarm, like it's like alarming behind me to get this message to you, like really emphasize that. So it's very weird for me to have this kind of messaging come out. It's just saying this to this masculine who's catching this reading. You're at a critical juncture where you have got to get a grip on your thoughts and your fears and your worries about being abandoned, being left behind. You've really got to be tender with your inner child. That's going to be your ticket out of this pit, is to be gentle with your inner child. Understand that you're being triggered because of a childhood wound. Feel back into your childhood. Figure out, when was another time that I felt like this, that I was convinced I was going to be abandoned, or that I was abandoned, right? That's why it's a wound, probably. Who abandoned me? When was the last time in childhood that I felt the way I feel right now? And you need to go back in time in your mind, or find a therapist, or do some meditation, right? To go back and try to tend to that child that's still back there in that experience, living out that abandonment, because that's what's going to help you stop the tapes that are playing right now that are telling you a lie. Because you're not this pauper with nothing to show for your life. You're an emperor. Okay, I've never had a reading like this. This is really coming out, like, it's wanting me to keep emphasizing it, almost to the point that I'm having to be like, okay, I want to stop emphasizing this, but it's wanting me to emphasize it again. You are in a position of an emperor. This is your reality, but you're not seeing it. You're so focused on this feeling that you're about to be abandoned that you're going to create the abandonment if you don't get those thoughts under control, because you are an emperor. But if you're so convinced that everybody's leaving you, you'll eventually be alone, right? That's just the way life is and the way energy works, right? So it's saying, get a grip on those thoughts. You're safe and cherished and you're loved. Even though there's a triangle impacting things, you're not perceiving it correctly right now. Yeah, there's a Queen of Pentacles that's maybe got you in your feelings about this, and that's why you're feeling vulnerable about your partner. you feel like you don't have anything to give, or you're in this very disempowered place with her where you either don't have anything to offer her, or you're afraid she's going to choose somebody with more over you, or she's going to choose somebody better than you, right? Like, it's very, very dark, these fears. And you're not in an even, like, you're not in a balanced state of mind about this person, is what it's saying. You feel uneven. Things feel uneven to you, like she has all the power and you have none, or whatever. And that's not actually true. It's really coming through clearly. Your shadow aspect, your devil on your shoulder and your shadow is very triggered, and it's an inner child, and it's saying your fate is in danger. Like, you're potentially in danger. Like, maybe you're gonna die, or maybe your destiny is gonna take this horrible turn. Like, something really intense is happening here. And in your conscious mind is an intense desire to communicate, or there may be, you're just aware that there's a lot of information flying around right now about this triangle, and that's got you in your feelings. Where things are headed is the high priest, the Hierophant. So what is that? That's an interesting outcome card. What's the Hierophant? Can we get some clarity on that for the outcome? Maybe that you're going to overcome this and step back into your mastery as a spiritually wise person. Or you may need to consult with a therapist or a spiritual teacher to help you get a grip on the situation, so that you're not making it worse. That could be, is seeking the advice of prayer, or a therapist, or a spiritual leader to help you figure out what you're missing here, or that you need to heal from here. There's a choice on the split, so that could speak to that you may be feeling totally disempowered. Like, if my queen doesn't choose me, it's all over, right? Like, it might just be a devastation that you can't even imagine. Well, the fact is that isn't true. For one, you can survive. Even a devastating heartbreak is survivable. I've been there, though, believe me, and I know it doesn't feel like you're ever going to be happy again. So take heart, because things are not what they seem. And you're falling for an illusion right now. It's a Page of Swords, because we got the Moon, which is that things are not what they seem. That's really coming through clearly in the context of this reading. You're in a highly abundant place with the Ten of Pentacles. You're an Emperor. What's the Page of Swords? That might be you again, is that you feel like you're just in this lowly position where you're just being forced to watch and wait, and you don't like that, and it feels disempowering to you, but it's actually what's going to bring you everything is I don't know, what's the page here? What's the page? Yeah, the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So this indicates something really positive in your life, in the realm of the heart. What's the page? Yeah, Ten of Cups. Your suspicion is not based in reality. You're very wealthy and abundant. You're an emperor. You're not a page. You feel very disempowered right now. It's got you like ground to a halt. And you're trying to pick your work back up again, but you feel like, well, I'm never gonna get anywhere. I'm behind the ball too far. This person's not gonna choose me. And it's saying, get a grip, knock it off. It's not true. What is happening that got you so insecure here? It's a childhood wound, we figured out. And those are the most triggering kind, right? The kind that take us all the way back to when you really are powerless as a child. You're very vulnerable when you're a child, and If you're surrounded by a bunch of adults that don't protect you and that maybe even abuse and exploit you, it's very hard to feel safe in the world. I know, believe me. So it's easy to find yourself in a situation like this where your thoughts are just constantly catastrophizing. If you're a trauma survivor of childhood especially, it's very important though that you get a handle on that by getting help, possibly, if you need it. So this is interesting because this is really representing that, what we just said. The flying monkeys here, and in this case, it's the flying monkey mind, okay? It's the flying monkey mind that you are in right now that's telling you a false narrative about you. It's telling you not to reach out. It's telling you that you're a bad person. It's telling you there's no hope with this relationship. Let it go. Don't reach out. Don't try to connect with her. You're a bad person. You're really, really, really in your head, and it just is spinning with this. The other person, the person that you're in love with, whoever they are, they don't see you like that at all. They see you as someone highly respectable. They are not bothered at all about whatever character defect or flaws you think you have. This person that loves you is not concerned with any of it. They find you very respectable, and there's something happening for you that you think you are not worthy of that. And I don't know what that is. Maybe we'll get some clarity on that. Opposition and health concern. That might be the third party trying to make you feel like you're crazy. Health concern and opposition. What's that? Is someone trying to make you feel like you can't trust yourself and they're working against you in some way? That could be like, she's never going to go for you. You're a fool if you think she would ever it could be something like that, like where someone's actively causing you doubt besides your own thoughts, where someone's intentionally making you feel insecure, or that you're not stable enough, or that you not healthy enough to be with her, right? There's something like that is what I'm picking up. Yeah, someone around you is trying to mess with your intuition about this relationship. They're being manipulative, they're opposing, they're discouraging you from believing that this could be, they're not a good influence in your life. I don't know who they are, but this is someone who's like a negative Nancy, right? Or somebody that's like, oh, that's never going to happen. That kind of love doesn't exist. She's just using you, bro. Just, it's that kind of person. It's a person that's bringing you down. They don't want to see you have this for whatever reason. And so they may not be aware of it, but they're undermining you. It's my cat snoring. I could hear a weird noise. Where are you? You're just on the floor somewhere? I don't know where he is. I can hear him snoring, but I don't know where he's at. They're trying, in your right mind, you know that you are respectable and worthy, and that this person's attracted to you, and that you don't have any reason to fear. It says it, right? It's the very first card that came out in this reading. You're safe and cherished. You're loved. This person doesn't think any kind of way about you like this. You know that in your right mind because you're very intuitive. But this person undermining you is really succeeding, and your thoughts are also undermining you. And so it's really critical. You might need to kick this person out of your life or something. What's the deal with this person? Like, who's Who's doing this to you? Let's ask that first. Like, who's undermining your confidence? Who's telling you this as if you need to walk away or give up, or this person's too good for you, or she's not in your league, you would never get a girl like that, or I don't know, right? Like, it's something like that. Who's doing that to you? Because this is you. You're a divine masculine. This came here in the reverse because you're in this false narrative in your own mind, and then people are telling you that too, that you're a fuck up, or that you maybe you were raised like that. Maybe you had a parent that shit on you and didn't. You know, a lot of parents, sadly, that's what they do. They undermine their kids' confidence. They tell their kid that they're never going to amount to anything. They tell their kid they're stupid. They tell their kid, you know, very heartbreaking things, unfortunately, is very common. Maybe you had a parent like that that's made it really challenging for you to recognize that you're also beautiful. You're also special. You're also loved by the universe. You are a divine masculine. Your own mind has you thinking otherwise, as does this person, and we're trying to figure out who they are. Third party in the reverse as well on the bottom of the deck, which is just saying to me that it's the third party here that's making you, yeah, they're fucking with your head majorly. They're way in your head. Who is this? Self-love is what is your birthright. It's everyone's birthright. Someone's got you trapped away from that recognition right now, though. Yeah, you might be a twin flame, okay? You might be a divine masculine because we have twin flame in the upright, but your own head and these people around you have you convinced that you're this horrible fuck up. It's starting to come out and repeat. But actually, you have a divine feminine that loves you and that respects you and that isn't bothered by your past or whatever, right? Even though these people are trying to tell you otherwise, this person's like thinks the sun rises and sets on you. Like they think, and I understand that can feel like a lot of pressure, but this is saying this is authentic. Like they're not making this up about you. They love you for real reasons, not for some facade. It's real. Yeah, it's somebody that's really, really, really not good for you. Like, you may have been born into a family that was, like, not a good match for you as a soul or something, right? And it was like you have a karmic family that was really, you were born into this painful family situation to teach you a lesson about boundaries or something, or about not all blood is kin, truly, right? Like, so this is entity attachment in the reverse. It's like someone's really trying to keep you stuck and bound in your current way, and you're trying to break out, but it's like they're succeeding in convincing you. And this reading is coming out to be like, stop listening to them. Stop listening to them. They're not doing you any good. They're really not. Yeah, they're messing with you. They're telling you that you're nothing special, that you won't amount to anything. Big deal what you're doing. But all of that, and yeah, this is like, I'm wanting to protect you. Like, this is the feeling coming in, is like, I'm wanting to step in and protect you. So you need to do that for your inner child. That's what your inner child needs from you right now, is to realize what's going on, that this people or person is totally undermining your confidence and undermining any hope you were feeling about having this beautiful love. Don't listen. Or you are going to ruin it, right? Because these people are succeeding in having you doubting yourself, and you're not listening to your intuition. And here is like a major wake-up call to you to stop letting these people undermine you like that, right? Like, boom. What just happened? I just scattered all the cards. It's like, pay attention. Listen, don't let these people fuck with you like this. They're really messing with your head. What's some advice for you now? What's some advice, or what else is important for you to know about the situation? I'm going to pull Colette Baron Reed for advice, and then we're going to pull a couple of her oracle too. What's going to be important for you to know? And I'm going to pull some tiles too to help you know if this is your reading. What's some good advice for you, Divine Masculine? Message in a bottle in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Loyal heart in the upright. And then we're going to pull a couple of these too. These are all advice for you. So some of the advice, I know right off the bat, I don't remember what message in a bottle in reverse means, but it might mean don't do anything right now until you get a grip on these thoughts, because it's important that you recognize that this is a beautiful love and it's very real and it's very authentic and it's in the upright and it's here for you now. This is a loyal love. It's somebody that respects you. It's somebody that sees your worth. It's somebody that thinks very highly of you, in complete opposite to what these other people around you are feeling and thinking about you. And they're succeeding in tearing you down. And so again, this person loves you and doesn't think in any way like that about you. They have a high degree of respect for you. So that's important for you to hear. And stop listening to these toxic false narratives of these other people. Illness in the reverse. This is from Cujo. Is there an opportunity to help someone else? That's interesting. So I'm going to read the whole thing then. An illness or other life disruption can be restricting, making us feel confined by limitations it has imposed. Being in its grip can also drive out of character behavioral changes. It's important to keep compassion for ourselves who may be struggling, but it's also vital to protect ourselves from harmful situations that are beyond our control. Is there an opportunity to help someone else? So I think it may be important that you recognize as well that if you, let's say you are a twin flame, okay? Let's say that this person that you're in love with, but that you're starting to be in jeopardy of leaving behind because you think you're not good enough or whatever, they may be really negatively impacted by that. You have maybe a soul contract with this person that it's hurting them that you're not fulfilling it because you're listening to these other people or something, right? It could be something like that. And this is saying, not only help yourself out. In the description, it talked about that. You need to look out for yourself, but you may need to help out your person, okay? The person that you're in love with, you may be not grasping that this is negatively affecting them as well. That's what I'm picking up. And then dance in the upright. For all its startling beauty, dance practiced at the highest level can be uncompromisingly brutal, an assault on the bodies and minds of the dancers, delivered by teachers who are akin to a coven of sadists. And that's what I feel like in some ways is like these people or person has you dancing to their tune. And it's a fucking coven of sadists, basically, or this person is embodying like that, right? It's a fallacy that art must come from suffering. But if a pursuit does prove difficult in the extreme, look for a lesson in the difficulty itself. Find inspiration in the commitment. So refocus your attention back to this person that you're feeling guided towards, and that you can be assured has a loyal and loving heart for you and respects you, and you are good enough for them. It's very important that you remember them in the equation is also kind of coming through as a curveball. Maybe what's this message in a bottle in the reverse? Let's see what that is. Oh, wait. It's 15. Are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. They are warning you for a reason. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit always has your best interest at heart and will draw your attention to what you are overlooking. That's what this message is. What you're overlooking is that those influences are influencing you in a very negative way. And it's important that you see that clearly. Hopefully this reading reaches who it's meant for, that you see clearly that you need to stop listening to those people because they're successfully convincing you, or person, whoever, that you can't trust yourself about this love that you feel, about this relationship, about the direction you're headed, which was, again, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. You're an emperor, right? This queen loves you and is a queen of pentacles to your emperor, right? Like, she's out there for you. Everything around you is undermining that, and it's succeeding. You need to snap out of that, is what it's saying. It's kind of an urgent message. It's really surprising. I did not expect an urgent message to come out. It's rare that I even feel any kind of urgency around these messages. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to know here about the situation? You just got some really good advice. Money on the split, and there was all kinds of abundance. Pentacles, 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 pentacles in the card layout. So you've got an abundant situation. You're not in a position of lack and loss and false narrative. That's not you, okay? You're in a very abundant position. You just are not seeing it. Because of a childhood wound, you can't make it up. It's very critical that you do some meditation, maybe right after this reading. Sit down, go within, tune into the energy that you're feeling of all that insecurity and unworthiness, and you're a piece of shit, you're a bad person, she's too good for you, this is too good to be true, this person doesn't really love you, you're only gonna fuck with them over, you're too bad for them, you're not, you need to stay, all that thinking, it has to do with a childhood wound. So it's really, really important that you go back to how old that feeling is. Where did you first start feeling like that? How far back in your body and your psyche does it go? And start addressing it. Start taking care of that inner child. They need you, because you are not succeeding against these people around you that are like lying to you basically about yourself. And it could have been your parents. It could have been a parent that lied to you about you and made you feel like you're never enough, you're never good enough, you're never man enough, you're never a whatever it is, because you're in masculine energy. So please do that for yourself. Masculine, do that for yourself, please, because you're an abundant masculine energy. You have a childhood wound that is desperately in need of your attention, for you to wake up to the truth about who you are, which is not that you're a fuck up, which is not that you're terrible piece of shit, which is not that you're bad for everybody, misfit, right? Like, I mean, you're really letting someone do a number on you, and now you're doing it to yourself. Yeah, from this drama, from whoever it is, the triangulation. You're mirroring what they're telling you about yourself, and it's not accurate, and it's going to ruin what you have coming for you if you allow it to. This is a major warning. Yeah, you're going to end up creating the very thing that you're afraid of, where this feminine's going to finally realize, well, I can't convince this person of their worth. I can't reassure them enough. I can't make a safe enough, no matter what I do, they don't feel it's safe to come forward. And they're going to leave at some point. And because if you don't water a plant, it's going to die. If you don't feed the flame, it's going to die, right? Just even a twin flame. Okay, so that's your warning. You have free will to do with that information what you want. But this is like a very last, I mean, this is like the 11th hour kind of message of like, stop listening to these people. Oh, I was going to pull some tiles. To just see now, this might provide you a little bit more confirmation about whether this is for you or not. Tiles, 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 tiles. What else do we need to know before I end this reading? Head is here. Get out of your head. Yeah, get out of your head. Here it is, out. And head. Get out of your head. Year, we have a year, either a year ago or a year from now might have meaning to you. 1 year is here. A year ago, something may be important happened, or a year from now, something important is going to happen. Let's see, are there other numbers here? Nine years could also have meaning. 1 year or 9 years. Someone might be a Leo. Someone's name could be Leo. Or Leon. Neil could be here. Someone's name might be Neil. Do. Noe and Noel could be names. Hui could be a name. Hai is a name. Department of Health is here, and we had that sickness before. So some COVID might be involved or something. Elaine. Rhonda. You are the missing, you're the key here. You've got to get a grip on your thoughts. Alan. Helen. Len for Leonard. Leonard is also here. Roland. Dolan. Lando. Someone might be into Star Wars. Lando was like a betrayer, right? Rue, the herb. Someone might be a witch. Rue is a very witching herb. Heron. Someone might be drawn to birds. And hero. Lady. One day might have meaning for someone. Something might be about to happen a date 1 day from now. Hide. Heidi. Hildy or Hilda. We've got Brunhilde here. So there's definitely someone who's practices like from the Nordic traditions of spell and magical workings. That's so interesting. I've never pulled Brunhilde, but that's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome right here. It makes me want to take a picture. Brunhilde. So you, the person that you're a masculine, so that doesn't mean that you're a man, but you may be the person that you may be very drawn to is someone like Brunhilde, someone who's a super powerful woman. I mean, she's an example of like a queen, a warrior queen, okay? That could be the person that you're drawn to. And if you're a masculine, not any masculine can be with Brunhilde, okay? So that might be partly why you're feeling so insecure, is you're perceiving this partner as someone like Brunhilde, and you're like, well, who the fuck am I to be with Brunhilde, is kind of coming through. So it's, again, the message is stop thinking like that, because none of that's accurate. The person that you're in love with sees you as highly respectable. So you're not thinking clearly about yourself. It's very, very clear here. Yo. Yo. Hear me. You're like the OA. You're the original angel. If you've ever watched that show, got nothing to fear. But people may have benefited from making you feel like you're nothing special, right? Either because it made them feel bigger, or because they used you then successfully to advance their own situation, right? Like, you've really got some people around you that you need to stop listening to. I mean, are going to do what you're going to do. I'm just delivering the message, but this message, I don't ever get readings like this that come out this strongly. I'm kind of feeling like it's because you need to hear it and you're prepared to hear it. It may still be a little shocking, but it's really key here. Like, you're spiraling, and this is saying, stop it. I had a client remind me the other day of an old Bob Newhart skit from Saturday Night Live where he plays a therapist, and the client is like, I don't know, I can't seem to feel positive self-regard. And he was like, well, knock it off. That's his therapy. Stop it. Like, stop thinking like that. Quit doing that. Knock it off, cut it out, right? Like, that's his advice. And that's coming through because it's almost that simple. It really is. You need to just stop listening to these fucking people. Your intuition knows it. This other person that loves you knows it. Even the other people in your life that want good things for you know it. It's like you're holding on to something that isn't worth hanging on to for some reason. I don't know what's in it for you, like why you keep feeling afraid to, why you would be feeling worried about letting a group of people that make you feel, I mean, it's hard if it, let's say it's your parents, of course, I do understand in that case, because it's like, well, yeah, it's hard to accept that your parents are not good for you, of course. So if it's something like that, that takes work and time and childhood healing and all that, right? But I'm kind of feeling, I don't know what I'm feeling. Everybody's situation is going to be unique to them. So the main thing that came out that's the critical information is to stop listening to the people around you that are undermining your health and your confidence and making you, contributing to you feeling insecure and unworthy. So I hope that's helpful to you. Be good to yourself. That's the advice. I would do that meditation sooner rather than later. Go back into your childhood, figure out where these feelings first started. How young were you when you first started feeling like this? Where can you trace it back to? And start taking care of that inner child. And it can look, I'm a therapist, so this is like therapist me talking now. It can do things like letting that inner child tell you everything that they need to be heard on, that nobody is hearing them on. It means not letting some other part of you step in and try to get them to shut up. It means clearing the path for your inner child to be witnessed, tell you what they need, tell you where it hurts, tell you what is missing, tell you what do they want from you now, right? Do they want to be taken out of that space-time that they're stuck in, where they're a victimized child, and brought with you into the present moment where you're going to keep them safe? Whatever. Find or Google an inner child meditation and listen to that and lay down and do, if it resonates with you, just anything. Go see a therapist and say, I need to talk about my inner child. There's an unhealed wound I have that's undermining my confidence in the present day, and it's not working for me anymore, and I need help. Anything. This is very loud message for you to take in and hopefully avail yourself of the advice that it's giving you. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next time. And again, check out my novena if you want. I keep accidentally at points saying novella because I'm not someone that goes around praying a novena. So yeah, every 6 p.m. for the next 8 days, I'll be live streaming that. So check it out if you like, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for being here. Oh, fucking A. Ouch. Tired of having arthritis.